Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste, namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai. The sense of, or let's say the idea of separation, the idea of duality is just a game, a play, where consciousness is playing with denying or the denial of what is your most obvious truth. That which is most obvious to you right now, you can only deny it in this way of identifying with that which is false. So what is obvious to you right now? Before you can come to any interpretation or conclusion, before that, I am. I am. This I am. Does it have a boundary? Does it have any limitation? Very responsive audience member. No boundary, no limitation. Does it have a desire? Does it have a lack? Is it effortful? Are you making an effort to exist? When you exist, the world also exists effortlessly. Is it? Are you making an effort to keep this world up? Are you holding up this world? Some effort. All these appearances are coming effortlessly. So world is existing effortlessly. This body is part of this world appearance also. So it's here effortlessly. Their existence is effortless. So only when you insert some denial into this, when you insert some duality into this, will all these concepts of desire, doership, all these start to emerge. But whatever might have been your play in the past, most importantly, I'm pointing out that right now, you are empty of all of that. In this moment, all of that is gone. And you say, no, wait, give me a minute. You see? So, but what if you don't give yourself that minute, that few seconds to pick up your identity again, to pick up the story again? See? Isn't that what happens? I say, it's all gone now. But give me a second. Yeah? Let me orient myself back to my story. That means in your naturalness right now, all story is already dissolved. See? But your presence is here. Your unlimited being is here. So if you don't cross this I am this way, and then attach all kinds of notions to ourselves, I am something, I am something, I am this, I am that. Let all appearances come and go and remain notionless. What trouble can there be? Nothing. And naturally you are like that in this moment. Actually, in this moment you are like that. So then, what is there left to do? It's not about getting it or not getting it. But that would also be a notion. It is also a notion.
Mind is saying is that to convince the mind.
That's what the mind is saying. But let it say what it wants. Let it come and go. Why do you feel like that has some meaning? It has some meaning for you to convince the mind? To try and convince the mind? Yes, it's tempting. What is on offer? What is an offer? If you were able to convince the mind, what is the offer? That is what you have to do. What is the outcome of that doing? That is the offer. Why is it tempting?
Already.
Yeah, but before that you took the offer, it is effortless also. See, I tell you, if you do 100 push-ups now, you will get to sit exactly where you're sitting right here. But I'm already sitting right here. Why should I do the 100 push-ups? You see, you already saw that your being, your existence is effortless in this moment.
Basically, it's a version of something left. Different way of saying that.
Yes, that is all the mind is saying. You see? But what is its offer when that doing will be done? It has something left to do. When that doing is done, what is on offer? It's like that story of the farmer, isn't it?
Immediately when it is clear that it is the result is already there.
Yes.
Mind is okay.
Yes. So for you it is clear that right now your existence is effortless. Now this one comes and speaks to you something, and at best it can offer you an effortless existence. But you already see that you already have. Without doing anything, without buying the lottery ticket, you won the lottery.
Something to do is very persistent. Something is there.
Yeah. So if you are not so concerned about how persistent or not it is, then what is there? Whether the mind is persistent or easily gives up. Whether it is repetitive or it has something new every time. If you are not so concerned about it,
And result is already there.
the result is already here.
Sometimes very joyful, sometimes you might give it up. It's all.
So forget about everything from the past. These are also just images that are there for you. You have no way to verify that they are true or false. What about now?
Might be immediately after saying here, okay, stay at home.
And you stay with me and let the mind come and go. Don't try to fix the mind, change the mind, and report on what the mind is doing. No more self-diagnosis also. You're studying Siddhartha. You see that whatever is on offer is already here. You are already all there is, all there ever will be. Yes, Amaya has this beautiful point. She says, I am has a seeming boundary as it disappears in deep sleep, but it has no boundary in time and space. It has no phenomenal boundary. In fact, all that is phenomenal have their boundaries within it, as opposed to the usual idea that I am an object with a boundary in this world. It is the world which has a boundary within this being, I am. And ultimately, even this is not your ultimate reality because even this comes and goes. So, in that way, even this has a boundary because that which is aware of even the arising of its dynamic aspect, the sense I am, that which is aware of the arising and dissolution of it, itself is completely empty of all qualities. Nothing can truly be said about it. It can only be spoken about in the negative like this, that it has no qualities, that it has no birth, it has no death, it has no duration, it has no location. Yes, I am the self, neither limited nor unlimited, because all qualities, all attributes, it is empty of. Now, But, but, see,
Can I just say something and control?
yeah, if you're saying something, come closer so everyone can hear. But just the buts. But what? But accusing it's so simple, but some will say, but it can't be so simple. Then why did I have to come to satsang for this? Again, we pick up the coconut identity. So why did I have to come to satsang? You see, I is which one came to satsang? I am that which is the primal witness of all of this. I am beyond all limitation. And very quickly, then again, yeah, why did this have to happen? Why don't my parents understand me? Why don't I have enough money? See, again, back to the coconut identity we come. This is the bite. If we leave all appearances alone, whether they are mental, whether they are physical, whether they are seemingly external, whether they are this body, just let everything be. You see, now, if the truth was of you right now was that you are a limited entity and you have to find your or get to your unlimitedness, then this is a big project. But the truth already is that you are the unlimited one. What is your truth right now? That's what you have to check. I am. This I am is contained within something. This is worth exploring. All that seems to be the boundary of this I am. Does it contain I am or is it contained in I am? You know what I mean? Like many of us have been convinced by the mind that this I am is contained within the so-called boundary of this body. But then that would make I am an object, isn't it? That would make I am an object. Can a glass contain something which is not an object? It is that same space which contains the glass, you see, which is also within the glass. So it is your existence which contains that space, which contains the glass. Don't try to understand it, just check for yourself. For a while, the checking might seem a bit sticky, a bit difficult, but more and more it will become natural. What is your true position? Am I an object in this world? Or is this world an object in me? Can we go that far? See that all of this perception, all of this appearances, is just like a dream appearing within me. It comes and goes. It's all the same. So now suffer. If I is just an appearance in awareness, why does the world disappear when we close our eyes? This creates a sense that I am behind my eyes. That is the design of this play. Just like a computer program, you put on the headset and all that seems to appear. And you remove the headset, it seems to go away. You see? But there are many who have reported things like being able to see their body from outside, Many have reported these kind of experiences, but also that if you close your eyes, just one part of the visual perception seems to disappear. You see? Then what happens is that you can still, if I say imagine a tree, and it's possible for you to have a visual perception of a tree, but it is not the same sensory perception. You see? So it is not that the world disappears, it is just that an aspect of that perception, which is some aspects of the visual perception, they are no longer accessible because the instrument is designed to work in this way. The ability to perceive has not gone. The perception itself has also not gone. The world does not disappear. It's just that we lose access to one taste of it, one quality of it. Yes, and it is what you say is right. This creates the sense that I am behind my eyes. Yes, it is designed that way. The design of consciousness has enabled consciousness to believe itself to be something contained in this body container. And that is by design. And now part of the design is also that it will break itself out of this delusion by recognizing what it truly is. So this much we can all see that all objects can only contain other objects. You see? If we talk about the space, then the relationship is the other way around. Then the space contains that bigger object. This much we can see. So this you as an object, nobody has ever found. The you that wants freedom. You see? If it was something contained within the body, somebody would have found it by now. There is nobody like that within the body. You see? Body in itself is not concerned with freedom. So this you that we are referring to is just a collection of beliefs, that which is called the identity, that which consciousness is believing about itself. You see? So this one that is never found has got all our religions. And this one that is just here, I am, we have rarely investigated. And that which is aware even of this I am, the I that is amming, the I that is aware of being, this I is our unchanging reality. Many bodies have come and gone. Many dream worlds and waking worlds have come and gone. But this I has remained untouched. This is apparent to you right now. In one moment of peace, it is clear. I am that which is aware even of my existence. This is here naturally. This is here naturally. Can you suffer naturally? Yourself is here. Is the sufferer here? Is the doer here? The desirer here? Is the one that is attached here? The one with grievances here? The one who got this is here? Who is here? Who are you representing now? Okay, do this, okay? Say I. Who does this I represent? Say it to yourself again and see. Who does it represent?
Just a sense of life.
Yeah?
This is a sense of life.
This is sense of I. And that which witnesses this I, or witnesses this sense,
That's
that's
the
the
real
real I. Is it? So if that is the real, then how long will we let just one appearance represent us? Is it? So if it is in our power to take something that appears, the I, then let's take everything that appears as I. Let's start with that. Is it? Just because there's a centrality of this visual perspective, does that make it I? Or does that make this body I? It doesn't. So let's call everybody I, everybody I.
But we have a sensation with the body. And if I think everybody is body,
Yes. Once we are comfortable dealing with one set of sensations fully, then, then you might even start getting those. But just as those sensations are appearances that you are perceiving, in the same way, the seeming others are also sensations which you are perceiving. This body is another sensation that you are perceiving. So why we single out some sensation and call that me, and not take everything as me? Is it? Okay, is a sensation. Huh? Sensation. This sensation happening in the same space as this voice also. The space in which this sensation is perceived is the same as where this voice is also perceived. So why you call that, oh, your voice and this sensation is my sensation? You call this also your voice. Is it? So the mind has convinced us that some sensations constitute a me, and all the other sensations means another. This is duality. This is the base of the misunderstanding. That there are some set of sensations which make up a me, and everything else is other. But children don't have this. Infants don't have this. They are taught this. We have been taught this. How to distinguish, how to separate. Yes.
mind says
The mind says, I'm going to repeat because you're not.
yes, I should be able to feel from inside your body what it feels in order to say
The mind says that I must be able to feel the sensations of others or the perceptions of others. And only then I will admit that that is also I. Now, if you had a dream last night in which you saw 100 other bodies, and they're all moving around, having conversation, and then when you wake up, where was all of that? Why is the mind willing to admit, okay, all of that was a projection of my consciousness? But this cannot be. Is there something special about this dream that we cannot have this exact same conversation in your dream tonight? You can have, and then where would I be?
but one more thing.
So why do we default if our experience of various experiences shows us that it is possible for our consciousness to project itself in this way? You see? Then why do we default to separation? Why don't we default to unity, yeah, oneness, and let our mind prove that actually all of this is actually separate? Yeah? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, why have we taken on the default position that this separation must be true and it must be proved to me that we are one? Why don't we take the default position that oh, this is oneness, because we've had this experience many times of projecting various things. Right now, you can imagine a world in which you are a body in that world. You see? And you can imagine that that body is interacting with all of them and yet identify only with that one. You see? So if we have so many experiences, dream, imagination, memories, in which all of this imagery is just contained within us, but we are the one being, then let that be our default position and say, I'm the one being. If something can actually prove a separation to me, let that come and prove it. We've taken it on evidence which is completely unreliable. You can only say I am. You can never say another really is. You cannot confirm the existence of another. The way I am and all of that which I perceive is within me, is perceived within me. So, and what is it that witnesses even all of this? What can we say about that one? But is it a nothing which is like, oh, nothing, like that? Yes. Loudly, so it can hear.
So when my eyes are open,
Yeah.
it's easy for me to like follow your words and then do everything as I It just feels like body is floating in this
See,
space.
so this is very good because you are saying exactly the opposite of what most tell me. What most tell me is that when my eyes are closed, then it is very apparent to me the oneness. What you are saying is the opposite. That when my eyes are open, I can see that all of this is just perception within me, and there's only just one. Yes.
I'm talking to myself
Yes.
all the time, like since last 2 days.
Yes.
I'm talking to people and
Yes.
I'm just feel like in a soundproof box.
Yes.
And but when I close my eyes,
Yes.
all these pointers
Yes.
they somehow don't make sense
Yes.
in some way.
Yes.
It feels like just like this. Just I can't say I'm in body or I can't even.
Yes.
No, it's just
Yes.
confusing.
So we must investigate because both ways we seem to have this trouble. So what actually changes when we open or close our eyes? It's just the content of the stimuli that changes, isn't it? The screen in which the content is perceived is still there. The light of perception is still there. So what actually changes? Only that some perception of some objects is no longer in the same way, isn't it? Okay, do it now, open and close. What actually changed? See? That which perceives is still there. That being which perceives all these perceptions is still there, irrespective of whether the object is visible in this way or not. You see? The screen, which is also itself, on which there is a possibility to perceive. That means there can be things like imagination, memory, thoughts. All of this perception is still happening. The sensational touch of the body, the, the hearing of sound, the tasting of taste, all of this is still there. In the same screen, isn't it? So it's just that some of the visual content from the screen went missing. Oh, it is it's inherently scary in the sense because the content is missing. Does that naturally mean that there is a fear or there is some condition that we attach to this emptiness of visual perspective?
Absolutely opposite.
Yeah. But actually, just the presence or absence of a visual sensation does not actually make any difference to your existence, to your being, to that which perceives all of this. This is a very worthy investigation. What is my true position? Am I just an object contained in this body? And if I am an object contained in this body, why has no surgeon found him yet? They cut up so many bodies and never said, okay, this is the person. Yes. What can we say about the witness of even this being?
Even in the dream state, if I remember.
Yes, exactly.
I was in the body.
Yeah.
That dream was-
He seemed so convinced, even in the dream state, that I was contained within the body,
the other body was-
separate from me. But what was the true position?
he didn't want to look at
Of course it doesn't. You have to come to Satsang.
so obvious that
It's clear.
it's still a work without any.
This stream of sensations is flowing. In this stream of sensations, there has been one common set of sensations which we call my body. But this has not been the same also. The sensations of that body which was born is completely different from the sensations of this body that is here. Every cell that we experience that we call this body is different now. Who has been the inhabitant of this body? Yeah.
In my experience, it's clear that everything is within me.
Yeah.
But even this body, so it seems like at this moment, so say I want to taste something, right? So this body is being used to taste like say food. It's same, but
Okay, let's go really slowly. First, we say that everything is within me. And we don't mean everything is within the body firstly. That is very important. So we are saying that everything that is being perceived, at best I can say, is a perception or a sensation within the space of my existence, within my. We're together in that? Now, as part of the sensation or perception, there is also the sensation and perception of this body.
so it feels like I can actually feel the skin. If I touch her, I can feel this. But there's still like a feeling like this is my body. But I just want to look at that very clearly because I don't have a body, truly speaking. Like, I don't have a body. Like, so how, like,
So, we put on this headset for a video game. Okay? And all these characters appear of the video game, which are also wearing headsets. So you put on a headset in the video game, and the video game appears. You see? Now everything that you're seeing is part of the game. Now, in the game, you see 100 other people wearing headsets. So will you say that, I will say that this is all just part of the appearance of the game happening in my perception. I will not say that unless I can see what that guy is saying and what that guy is saying. You will not say that, no?
it's all within that game.
Yeah. In the same way that when you had a dream, there was one body which you said is yours. You see? Which sensations were so seemingly intimate,
It feels
the
like this
perception was
body
very central.
feels like this body is used to experience this realm. But I'm not sure if that is true anymore. You know? Like,
In a
it
way,
doesn't-
that the sensory perception
yeah.
seems to, we seem to be convinced that it is the conduit of them. Actually, we can't even admit that even in physics because this body is also mostly space.
Yeah, so like if I look at you, I'm not sure if I really need these eyes to look like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel real. Like not
But that's
I know
a
what I'm
different
saying, but
discussion altogether. You see, whether consciousness actually needed to manifest a physical body to experience any perception, you see, is obviously not true. And yet it can be said that that's how it is playing right now.
It feels like
Yeah.
I'm looking at you,
Yeah.
or like I don't know what I'm saying. There's something here. Like I don't know what.
You are having the experience of this entire movie, and different characters are appearing on your screen,
Yeah.
and different sensations, different perceptions are coming. Some of them are these visual perceptions. Who is the one that perceives them, and where is it?
It's me and I'm like, yeah.
Yes, but the trouble happens because we feel like the me is like here, like contained in this body.
No.
Then where?
I can't say where, but I'm it. I am like, and
The appearance of this time and space is here. Are you contained in it? So if you are not contained in it, then how could you be contained in the body? Then what's the
it's just
original?
something feels like really looking at this because there's still like I know I'm not here. I'm not in time and space at
Yes.
all. But there's
It's very
sorry.
beautiful, no? It's very good.
But there's still like I taste this body,
Yeah.
like I taste it,
Yes.
and it doesn't feel like it's solid anymore. It does not feel like none of this feels solid. No bodies here feel solid. But there's still a tasting using this body, and like I listen to, so that's also an experience that I'm tasting,
Yes. Exactly.
right? So it's
That's just how
it's-
consciousness is playing. That which is not contained in time and space is using this play character, this dream character, video game character.
so it's just
And-
tasting yourself like this, like a different.
Well, it is
Never.
not even as direct as we might feel. Like when these design of these new games, and something happens to the character on the screen, something shakes on the console, and the vibrations are felt. So when we find that, oh, that one that is having the experience of all this vibration, be it pain or pleasure, that one is not contained in this at all, and yet it is my experience. I'm not the sufferer of it, but I'm the perceiver of it, and I am not contained or hurt by any of it. Then it will become very much like that. Like this character has been identified with in this big video game. And it seems like the design of the game can seem so beautiful that the taste of what seems to happen to this character's body is tasted in a perceptual way. That is the design of this play. And yet, many have reported that. I'll take this very simple example like that. That if you're driving on the road, the cyclist falls down in front of you, we also go out. If there was just no connection, if it was just separate entities, then that would just not happen. So feel the pain of others. And it is seen that as we are becoming more and more open, as we're becoming more and more spacious, soon you will not be able to say with so much authority that I experience the sensations only of this body.
It's like I'm just this body is just here. It feels like this experience, like it just stays.
It is not even here in the tangible way that we believe it to be. It's like our dreams go where.
Yeah, because it's like it
This is a
leaves
play of
something.
light and sound.
Yeah, because the body is not here, like it's just gone. So it feels more like light and stuff.
This is the energy of one consciousness playing as if it separates into all of this. If my body is just a perception in me, does that mean that I cannot conclusively say that inside of my body is not there? Yes. My intestines, lungs, that is not possible. I cannot say, even quantum physics and all types of physics is coming to the same conclusion. That which is unobserved, nobody can conclusively say that that exists. Schrödinger's cat.
Actually say, I don't be inside this body,
Yes.
but I feel I use this body to perceive it. Like you see when you're there to itself, you see the whole world. Like that, I feel I'm using this body mind to perceive.
You can say that. It's that in the design, it can seem like the perspective has the centrality of this body.
Yeah. From this
That
point
would
of
be
view.
a more accurate way to say it. That the perspective seems to have the centrality, which is this body. So it seems like this body is at the center. Really?
So there is more intimacy to this body than any other body.
That is very much part of the design.
So then I can't say that that is also me because I feel more.
Yes. So now, as you're seeing really where all these appearances are appearing. So to begin with, at least we can say that the experience of all of them is within me. At least that much is useful enough for now. Because I don't want to force too much into that thing that, okay, all is, it will come very naturally. But at least for now, we can admit that the experience of all of this other is also within me. We can stay with that. The experience of the other and the experience of this is all within me. That much we can say. Now, whether it is just like an experience or that is the only thing we can say about the appearance that it is all within me, that can come in its own. Yeah? As if you're dead. Nobody is.
And then there is nobody. And then there is nobody.
Well, by dead, sleep. No? You're asleep tonight.
Okay. See, nothing is there.
Nothing is there.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And then there is like only consciousness, that only I am, that is so vast. And I just feel like resting that. So,
Okay, you are asleep. Is
yeah.
there a you that wants something now?
No.
No. You don't even want to rest in that. There is no want of any sort. There is just nothing.
Nothing.
And yet, that which knows that there is nothing is
Yeah.
you, which itself is a no thing. Okay, now, so you are asleep. Yeah?
So is the body I feel this body, like when the body is there, it is like, it has limits. We see in body.
Yes, everything phenomenal has limits, yes.
So I feel that when there's no body,
Yes.
when we are asleep,
Yes.
when there's no body,
Yes.
then there is no need to then I feel as vast as one. But when the body comes in between,
So, okay, very good. So what she's saying is that I see that in the sleep state there is no limit of any sort. But when the body comes, it seems like there is a limit. Now, that one, that witness that there is no thing in sleep state, that one is the unlimited one. Now, what happened to that one when something started to appear? What happened to that one? How did that one get limited? That one which saw that there is nothing, is it? And that itself is not a thing. It saw that there is nothing. Now all these things started to appear. What happened to that one? Is lost. Acha. Okay, so we'll go slowly. So that which witnessed that there was nothing, does not witness now that there is something? It's a different witness now?
It's only body.
Check now. That one that witnessed that there is nothing, that one is not aware of your existence right now? Huh? It is, no? Now lose that, make it lost. Don't be aware. Then how did you lose it? You say it got lost somewhere. Is it true? It can never be lost because it itself is a substratum for the appearance of anything else. You cannot lose it if you try. You cannot lose yourself. It's like telling a shoe, can you lose the shoe? We can lose the glasses, but can the glasses lose the glasses? Huh? So you cannot lose you. You can lose all that is false, but the reality of you cannot be lost. Okay? So you say very beautifully that in sleep state, all this is lost. Okay? Therefore, it is not the original you. The view must still be there. All your possessions can be lost. Okay? So all your perceptions are lost. Then other perceptions can be picked up. We have a dream state in which also different families, different pain, different pleasure, different all of that, it comes, but can also be lost. Gone. Then the one constant in all of this, waking, dream, sleep, which is not lost in any of these states, that must be the you. What can we say about that? We might, like you say, many feel like in the waking state that is lost, but it is not. It is still you. Because you can say, I had that dream last night, then I had this deep sleep, and now I have this waking state. See, there was a you which is constant throughout all these states. It can never be lost. And then it says, but within my dream, you are my dream characters, including Father as my Guru, is going to shut me up when he says this comment. Well played, well predicted also. Yeah, there's no trouble with that. Just that they are not Anil's dream characters, as long as that is clear to you. Anil might try and come and take ownership of that. There we are one. There is no Anil then.
What I perceive in that problem,
Huh?
what I can perceive and understand
Yes.
is that I'm consciousness.
Yes.
It's everywhere. And I'm that. But there are so many bodies in that. I cannot say that I am that body. This body is also not my back. I can understand.
Yes.
So this is the perception. But it's simple thing as if I get up and go on, but it's not moving. This one will go.
Okay. Move a finger. How you moved it?
So you ask me, and I'm used to moving this body.
Who moved it?
I don't know who moved it. But, from beginning.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
this is the thing. This is the trick of the design of the play. All these actions are happening. Just like waves on the ocean. Okay? The waves are moving. The wave itself, the ocean itself, believing itself to be a wave, then says that the wave moved it. It is just the one consciousness which is moving on. Okay? So you might say, oh, I get up and leave, but everybody else will not come along with me. One is that you might have the idea, I'll get up and leave, and you might not leave. The body might not leave. The other is that everybody might decide to get up and leave at the same time. It is just like this. Nobody knows.
But if
Nobody.
I make an intention with this body, it
Yeah.
works. But I can't make intention with that other body.
It doesn't always work even with this body.
That's also said it works. But it doesn't work.
Almost
anytime
every day I
with
say
other
I'm
body.
going to do yoga today. Doesn't happen.
But most of the time it works with this body. But it doesn't work even once with other bodies.
Mostly the implication that I made the decision happens after the movement has already happened. When we start observing, I was saying, one day I was selecting clothes to wear. Already the trouser was picked up. Really, the mind was saying, yeah, good thing, wear this trouser. But the process of it being worn was already happening. You see, you are very well aware of that BBC documentary also, where they found that the neurons are already firing before even the thought comes of this is the action you have to take. So it is the one consciousness which is moving this body as much as it is moving every body. As much as it is moving every body. This is the mind which is coming and saying, good thing you did, moved it this way. Why did I say this to him? I should not have. You see? Good thing you said this. You see? Post facto conclusions about things which are just appearances, attributing to them to the non-existent I is the cause of all suffering. That is duality. That is duality. You see? Just like thoughts are coming. Now you come to satsang long enough, you're not saying that, oh, I can decide which will be my next thought. You're not saying that. No, thoughts are coming, they can say very random.
No problem with all that. You say you consider all bodies as yours.
Yes.
That's the only problem.
Yes, that problem is also illusory. Why? Because the movement is happening in this body, just like the movements is happening in all bodies. Just this mind is coming and telling you this movement was yours. That movement is not yours. You don't know how to make
There is
that
some
move.
gap there.
Yes, and this gap is worth investigating because you don't know how to move a finger. You see, you don't know how to fire a neuron. But you still feel like I can move my hand. The movement of the hand is happening. Here, from here, I'm telling you every day. Nobody is speaking these words. These words are just appearing. The mind can come and say, you should have said them or you should not have said them. If I buy into the story of the mind, it can seem like, oh, these words were belonging to some individual that is. So it is not true. These are appearing. They are appearing to, that which perceives all of this. In the same way as these words are perceived, your words are perceived. Nobody is speaking them. Only conversationally now we can say things like that. Conversationally I can say, yes, I should have said that, or I shouldn't have said that. Only conversationally, I know nobody is saying that.
No, I can say no ownership anyway.
No ownership for that one that doesn't exist. All ownership to the one that is.
That's what.
And I can conclusively say that this is also your experience because I remember that there was a time here also where there was belief and the mind will come and say, yes, you spoke these words. Or you should not have, or you should have.
No problem.
Okay? So if you see that all of them are just appearing, then who is speaking them? The same one that is hearing them, which is conscious. The perceiver of all things is the same as the doer of all things. The conceiver, the doer, the perceiver, all of them are one being. Huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's all the same.
Yes.
Then it doesn't feel like having it between.
Exactly. Exactly what I'm saying. That's like how a baby is. Yeah.
But if that my mind again has all of it.
Yeah. Where the mind has all the garbage. Yeah.
It's still like
Yeah. Yeah. That is the design of the mind. It's like a new invention came that allows children to play doctor. In this invention, it gives you all the instructions as to how you can play doctor. Now pick up the stethoscope, now do this, now put this injection. It's giving all these instructions. Now you outgrown this game, but this invention is still lying with you and keeps saying, now do this, now you are like this, now you are this one. Now you've outgrown your individual identity, but the design of the mind is still the same. It is your invention to allow you to play as if you are something limited, and you're done with that play. You played with it long enough. The mind doesn't have to change. It is just there, but it is not talking about you. That is what the inquiry is for. Who am I? So the one gave this inquiry because we were so caught up in our mind. He gave this inquiry and said, but find out if any of this applies to you. You say, I should not have done this. I want to do this. Yeah? I will become complete when I have freedom. He said, who is the I? Who is the mind referring to as you? Is that true? That you are that? This lump of flesh and blood? Is that all you are? Father, what is freedom? That moment of your motionless existence is freedom. This moment of your motionless existence is freedom. Here we are one. Here we are free. That experience of having the mask of individuality on, that seems like wonder, although it is never really real. So, with notions, we play as if we are bound, empty of notions. It is clear that we have always been free and there has never been any bondage. I'm sure Ashtarotra would have got similar reaction when he said, you are the boundless ocean in which the arcs of the universe come and go. So don't trouble yourself too much with this. As long as you can meet at that point where you see that everything that you perceive is just an experience within you, that much is enough for me. And he says, even this ocean seems alien, Father. Yeah, you're too good, you're just too good. You are making fun of me. Now this me came back. Like 5 seconds ago, even the ocean was seeming alien. The minute something got poked, oh. Yes, my dear.
Earlier you said you confirmed that everything's within I am, but when I'm looking at I can't locate it anywhere. It's just something that's just there. I can't confirm that everything's within. I can only infer
this sense of existence also gives a sense of existence to that which appears. You see? So we can say, I am. This is the basis for phenomenal business. I am. You see? Therefore, we can say, what is on the table? Computer is. You see? So this existence of computer on the table only derives its sense of existence because I am. There is never any existence of any phenomena unless I am. So I am is the substratum for all other perception. So if you are just referring to the fragrance of I am, which is the like the presence I am is pasted in this. Here I am. If you're referring to just that as I am, then look at where that fragrance also comes from. That is the sense of existence. Just like I ask you, so where are these words being heard now? Where do you hear these words? That is what. So the space in which these words are being heard is the space in which all perception is happening. That it is not this kind of space. It is that space in which even this space is perceived. So just use this question for a bit. Where are these words being heard? Because many times with visual perception, the question can become a bit confusing. So use this audio, this sound. Where do you hear this sound now? Look at that. Okay, good for today. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Sadhguru Shri Ananta Ji ki Jai.
Guru Kripa Kevalam. Yes, Jyotima's birthday today. Is it? Happy birthday, my dear. Unmute your mic. I know that the Sadhguru's blessings are fully upon you. May you continue to shine in His grace, in His presence. All of us are sending our love and blessings to you.
Thank you, Father. Love you, Sangha. Really, really.
Happy birthday to you. Can you see?
Sing? Yeah. Okay. Which one? English, Spanish, Kannada, Tamil.
What you can say.
बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिन ये जाए, बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिन ये जाए, तुम जियो हजारों साल, ये मेरी है आरज़ू. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jyotima. Happy birthday. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jyotima. Happy birthday to you.
Love you. Just feeling very, very, very happy, Father. Thank you so much. Nothing to say, speechless, Father, for once.
Huh? I think I said it.
No, I said this.
Okay, before we go, the question is from me. I am asserts itself. Awareness stays in the backdrop. Will awareness assert itself too? I am is awareness asserting itself. I asserting itself as am. It's just one. Just the appearance of amness does not make it two. I am itself is the awareness of the self, is the assertion of the self as existing. I'll explain more to you.